Back in my days working as a cashier, there were definitely some entitled customers that would run my temper really short. At the time though, I could not have cared less about my job, so I would occasionally get in trouble with my bosses for standing my ground against super rude customers. But honestly, a lot of times they definitely deserved it. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Mackenzie Smith, and today I'm gonna be your host on I.O., where I'm gonna be breaking down the top 10 entitled customers that went too far and got exposed. Starting off at number 10, crazy spitting woman.
Hey, moving around this I got real spit for you, trying. Stop playing with me.
You spit on me. I won't say you nothing. I won't say you nothing.
I don't know a lot about the story behind the video you just saw, but basically the woman is causing enough of a problem that the man, who is the employee, is waiting for police to come and work the situation out. She's seen yelling loudly right in his face and talking down to him, even though he's still being relatively polite given the situation and trying to keep his cool. Throughout the video, she is messing up the store, ripping stuff off shelves, and getting her son included in her behavior. She also keeps saying, "I got real spit for you, try me," in the video. Then out of nowhere at one point in the video, she literally spits on the back of this guy's neck for no good reason. Not that there ever is one. Then understandably, his first reaction is to push her away from him, and then they push each other back and forth a few times where it legit looks like they are about to get in a fight. Then he decides to leave the situation and go into a back employee only room to get away from this psycho. Honestly, props to that guy because he is way better than I would have been in that situation. Then on to number 9, pushy vegan.
There are so many more options. Stop eating cheese, milk.
Arrested.
Oh, but what about people picking
Get out of my face.
You want to
Touch.
To me, this one looks like it is taking place in a Taco Bell, but the lowdown here is that she was in the restaurant holding up a sign that says, "Animals do not want to die." And while walking around the store holding the sign, she was yelling things out loud to basically make people feel really bad about their orders. Of course, the employees politely asked the woman to leave, but she of course refused. Then one man in line had enough of her BS and decided to clap back and starts yelling at her for yelling at him. He then puts his hand up because she's getting really close to his face, and then she smacks it down and starts hopping around like she's trying to get in a fight or something. Then he threatens to call the cops, and thankfully she finally dips. Those are the kind of vegans you read about on the internet. Most are good though, you know? Next in at number 8, cheating confrontation.
Then why the f are you rubbing her back? Isn't she with Nick? Isn't she with Nick?
After watching this video, I'm still not able to fully make out where the location that this took place was, but it definitely wasn't public. The video starts and you see a pregnant woman confronting another customer about rubbing another woman's back in the shop, as this other woman is dating someone else. But while watching the video, I was confused on why she was confronting this random guy about rubbing some other girl's back. Like, it didn't really make sense to me. But then as security goes to kick her out of the store for starting to physically assault the guy, we learn that he is actually her husband, and she is most likely pregnant with his child. Ugh. So a customer being rude to another customer in a store actually turned out to be a potential cheater being exposed. Really sad because there's a baby involved. Then at number 7, pizza freakout. So with this one, we have very little details about really anything to do with this incident. All we know is that out of nowhere, a woman goes crazy at a pizza joint and proceeds to throw a bunch of pizzas on the ground and walk out, while the woman behind the counter is being held back from most likely beating her. From what happened, we can assume the customer was most likely mad about them getting her order wrong. Even if that's true, the way she reacted was totally uncalled for, and I'm so happy this got on video so we could expose her. Moving on to number 6, confrontational customer.
You! 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 Look at you! You! You got damn right I could get her with a picnic.
At a nail salon in Fresno, California, a woman is seen getting in altercations with multiple customers on her way out of the store. Not sure if she's getting kicked out here or if she was just leaving, who knows. One woman in particular really got her mad, and they got into a screaming match where plenty of swearing was heard as she was walking out of the store. You can also see an employee frantically trying to get this woman out of the store before some serious goes down. Thankfully he succeeds and nothing physical ended up happening between the two women. Because geez, that would have been some serious stuff. Halfway through at number 5, counter thief.
She just ate that cookie. She just reached over your counter and ate it.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, in this next one, it's hard not to ask yourself how freaking entitled people can be. In the video, there are a bunch of people in a cookie shop waiting to be served by a worker. Then the woman gets impatient, I guess, and reaches over the blocked off display counter to quickly grab a cookie. Like, you know, the counters at Subway, that vibe. For some reason, a random guy behind her started filming this in the perfect moment to catch her in the act. He starts confronting her and telling her to pay for the cookie, which got me a little confused because I was like, why would he care so much? He's just a customer, right? And I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I'd have the guts to get in some fight with a random lady over a cookie. But then the guy reveals that he's actually the owner of the shop out of nowhere, which understandably leaves the lady shook AF. They then make her pay for a whole set of cookies as punishment for her stealing, and she demands that they give her the rest of the set as she only stole one, which honestly I guess I can see her side here. Then after some fighting back and forth, they refused to give her the rest of the cookies and she was kicked out. Don't steal, kids, because then you'll pay for more. In at number 4, Jamaican me crazy.
I had to call an emergency glass repair company. They took the measurements that night. They came the next day.
This next one is really quick but proved to me just how insane some people can be. At a Jamaican restaurant in New York, a woman can be seen on a security camera smashing the front windows of an eatery repeatedly with a metal bat. And if you're asking, did the owner of this shop, you know, kill her dog or hit her mother or something else completely terrible that could warrant this reaction? Nope. This insane woman smashed the windows of this shop, wait for it, because they were out of Jamaican patties. Yep, that's it. That's literally the reason. Like, honestly, it's hard for me not to just give up on the world after hearing a story like that. In at number 3, sour single.
Look, if you're making out in front of people and you're making people uncomfortable,
Can we go
You're
there?
making me uncomfortable with your verbal
stop
harassment.
making out in front of us.
This one is another doozy. In a restaurant in Santa Monica, a guy starts filming when this woman out of nowhere starts hating on them for doing some subtle PDA. Now, I can't lie to you, I do hate people watching makeout in public, but after listening to the video, it sounds like the couple were literally just holding each other up kind of thing while waiting to be served. The woman also tries to tell an employee that she's being sexually harassed by the couple because of their PDA, and tries to make him do something about it, I guess. Then she turns her anger back to the couple and tells the girl that she is a and some other really terrible words. And this altercation goes on for like a solid 6 minutes of this woman just going off because of some simple PDA. To be honest, this woman sounds like a sour single to me. Then in at number 2, Tim Hortons lunatic. So this one is coming right out of here in Canada, specifically in British Columbia. You can see from security camera footage that there is a young guy in red that is fighting with a Tim Hortons employee about his ice cap. Then out of nowhere, he just loses it and throws the ice cap all over the counter like a maniac. Then when the employee walks off, because I'm sure she's afraid of this crazy, he starts kicking the counter. Then another person steps in to stop him off camera, we assume it's another customer, and he kicks and punches this person who is trying to peacefully intervene. But this guy is not done just yet, as he then pushes the computer used to take orders completely off the counter. Geez, Tim's employees have to deal with a lot of BS, it looks like. Then finally taking our number 1 spot, Bagel Boss.
You're not God or my father or my boss. Dude, you want to step outside? You want to step outside?
Now I'm sure you've heard of this guy, as he infamously became a figure against misogyny last year when he was caught losing it at a bagel joint in Long Island called the Bagel Boss. From what we see in the video, he is yelling at some other customers and some of the staff about how he was being disrespected because one of the women working behind the counter was laughing at him. A person who was there during the incident shed some light on what happened prior. Apparently before he lost it, he was in line while mumbling under his breath about the bad service, and then all of a sudden he blew up out of nowhere as he was convinced one of the female workers smirked at him. You know, like one of those shady like He then went on to rant about how he's always looked down upon by women for his small size, so it seems like he was really just releasing some of his own bottled up emotions about his own life through this altercation. Doesn't make it okay, but we can kind of see it now. After the people let him yell for a bit, one of the customers, who looks to be a very tall man, gets fed up and tells the man to calm down. Then when the Bagel Boss doesn't listen and tells the man that he wants to go outside, basically like hinting at a fight, the tall man then tackles the Bagel Boss to the ground to stop his tirade. Oh my gosh. Literally top 10 best tackles of all time. After the story blew up on social media, the world started to learn a lot more about the grouchy short guy in the video. First of all, we learned his real name is Chris Morgan. He's 45 and he's 5 feet tall. which he made very clear in the video actually. One of the things people discovered is that this incident was not his only one. He actually has a whole YouTube channel of him verbally attacking people about his height. He's had confrontations at a 7-Eleven, a library, a bar, and with his own neighbor. Morgan also lives in his van at a local establishment called Nino's Deli, lets him park there and use their restroom. So after everything I just told you, the fact that he lost it in a bagel shop really isn't that shocking. Okay guys, that's all I have for you today. I've been your host Mackenzie Smith. Subscribe down below if you want to see more videos like this and be kept up with the news in the most entertaining way possible. Bye guys. That might have been even cringier than I thought in my head. Say bagel 3 times in a row, damn.